We have the honor to have Mmatsheko visiting us here at home and sharing more on the book. So, Angel, it's wonderful to have you. Having read the book and also having done the interview for Radio 2000, I feel it's a great honor to actually share this sacred space here at home with you so that you can actually share more on the book. And thank you for just being who you are and being here and sharing the sacred space with us.
I reiterate the words. Thank you for who you are, and thank you for writing the book. I think can I just first of all thank you for inviting me to your home. It's so beautiful. I came here with my friend Mata, and we walked in, and she's like, "Isn't it like the most beautiful space?" And it really is, like energetically. I want to sit on your couch and meditate the whole day. So thank you so much. The gem Lotus of 1,000 Petals, really just such a beautiful book. First couple of things that come to mind is I think with just like the collective consciousness of women and where we are going. This is such I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm just going to say it how I'm hearing it in my spirit. It's the second greatest thing to the holy book, to be perfectly honest. I think it's a book that one needs to take their time with. There's obviously a lot of lyrical, beautiful lyrical waters in the book. There's a lot of poetry in the book. But that just for me is able to, I mean, it's a book that it's a book you need to take your time with. So you don't just read it from page 1 till the end. No, you revisit it.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes you get triggered and you will put the book down. Because I find myself doing that. There are certain poems that were making me too teary, and I just couldn't. So I put the book away, and then when I was ready to revisit, then I go back. Because you would know this, Mama. Like when you are supposed to get a divine message, you need to be open and receptive.
Yes.
And if it's not the time, even if you read and you force yourself to look at the words, they're not going to absorb.
Exactly.
So you've got to wait for the right moment, and then when the time is right, the message, you see the light. So this book is that. It's like a guide. It's a guide for divine feminines that want to be of service to humanity, that want to heal themselves. You were just telling me, just tapping into my energy and saying that I've got to own my stuff, and I've got to help me in order to help others. This is the book. This is the book. Thank you.
When I was actually, when the book came up, I didn't even think that I'm writing a book. I was getting messages. And then I'll find myself early hours. After 2, 3, I'll wake up. And then it will be like a song or whatever. Messages coming. Sometimes they'll come so fast that it will be visions, and then I'll have to record myself because the creative writing was too slow, and then I will record myself, and then I'll sleep. And then in the morning when I listen to the recording, and then I will ask myself, where does that come from? Because I'll find myself deeply touched. I'll find myself in my own world. I'll find myself questioning what is perceived as reality, questioning how we've been made to believe, and the programming. And then all of a sudden I realized, and I said, none of this world is real. Everything is a simulation, because on the other side, when I'm getting messages and the vision, it's not even parallel. It's like it's contrary to the mundane, the everyday. So you can understand that I went through trying to justify the walk I've been walking for so many years, and how things are done on an everyday, how we've been programmed, and then also saying, but the other aspect of myself that was awakening, questioning that, the veil has been lifted. See the reality of everything instead of seeing the simulation which has been propagated through media, through institution, how we taught at school, through other avenues where you either toe the line, walk in a certain way, and if you go different, you are a black sheep, or you're violating the status as they dictate. So you can understand, I had a lot of inner conflict. You end up being a loner, and you end up even asking yourself, oh goodness, will they ever understand me? But I don't seek to be understood as much as I don't seek to understand others. I'm here to walk the path and walk it with the utmost grace.
And that's the path of a true seeker. Let me tell you a story. My maternal grandmother, Mama Gwadi,
Yes, Mama Gwadi.
she used to just randomly in the day, anytime. It doesn't matter what's happening. If she feels to like take her holy Bible, this is what she would do. She'd take the book and then she would just say, and I'd be sitting right there. And she obviously, it was a form of wanting to maybe pray for me or,
you're precious.
Seek some divinity. So she'd just hold the Bible and then she would just, wherever the book takes her. So this is now where the book is taken.
Wow, you've opened a
goodness,
orb, the orb, the orb. Let me tell you
it's one of my favorite ones.
Let me tell you about the orb.
Please tell me about the orb.
I'm feeling cold, shivers. The orb, when I was traveling, I remember recently when I was in Europe, but I've always had that. Even when I was in the US during my ordination under the order of Melchizedek in the institution Holos. When they were taking pictures, they will always say, after taking the pictures, and then I look at them, they'll say, there's always an orb. We have that orb. So the orb became so obvious that I will see whether camera, whatever, pictures, there'll always be an orb. Until I realized that all of us, not only me, but we have an orb. When you look at the pictures in Christianity, they will show you Mary, the mother of Christ, with an orb. You have that orb. We all have that orb.
Right.
The saints, they've got an orb. But you have to be awakened to actually see that you have that orb of the light, the solar logos, the light. You have that as your crown. That is actually around you. That's the orb. So the orb, when I wrote that, I was honoring something that for a long time I had a problem to honor. That we close with the orb.
Why are we so afraid of it?
Because we've been programmed that to have an orb around you, you must be a saint. It's associated with Mary, the mother of Christ, you see an orb. Christ, you see an orb. So when finally you notice in your images and other things that there's always an orb, you tend to think, but I'm an ordinary person. Who said that? You're not ordinary. You could be another walking angel with an orb. But if you were to actually start taking ownership, it's like now you defy the norm. Because everybody wants to remember, in this world, we are taught to belittle. We are taught to look down on ourselves. So you defy.
You can't be too bright.
You have to dim your light to make others comfortable.
Yeah.
So when I took ownership and said, I'm taking ownership of the orb, I'm allowing it to shine. I'm not allowing myself to dim the light to make others comfortable. And actually, you're not making anybody comfortable by dimming your light. You're actually becoming a coward to yourself because it's not. Nothing that we do is about the other. It's about yourself being ashamed of who you are and those that are with you, the great entourage. Denying them to manifest self in you and through you and be a torchbearer.
Yeah. Like the entire book there are many threads of that, because it starts with talking about just the oneness of all of us.
Yes.
and then the seekers that we all are, that we
Yes.
all have the potential to be.
Mm.
And then, so I love how you've written the book, because it's not like each soul separately. It's not like little sections, like, books of chapters. This is like one big ocean of, we are one, we are seeking, you are a song and dance.
Yes.
Dance to the rhythm of the madness in you. All of that good stuff.
You are the dancer and the dance.
Yes,
You are the
dancer
lover and the
dance.
beloved.
I love that. Like, this is how I treat your book.
Yes.
Obviously inspired by Kuku Mama Gwadi, my
Yes.
maternal grandmother, and how she would read her Bible, and she would just open it, and wherever it takes her, that's her divine messaging for the moment or for the day. So I obviously don't think it's an accident that we ended up on page 111.
Wow,
which is
number.
Already
master number. Master number. Okay, cool.
Already that tells us something.
Master teacher's number.
Angel number. And then we landed on the orb, the sanctuary.
Yes.
So I want us to talk. I mean, you've given us such just a beautiful, wholesome, generous insight into the orb and the poetry that inspired it. But can we read it? Can we read what's actually in the book?
Yes, please do.
Okay.
As long as I don't have to read it.
Okay, I'll read it. I'll read a stanza. Okay, it says, "The orb, my sanctuary. In the orb, I am whole. A sanctuary for the soul. No force can break, no wind can sway. It is here that I rest and stay. The wind spirit calls, but softly so. It whispers love in gentle flow. Love. The heart, the bridge between the worlds wide, open to the rhythm of the tide. Here, the ego fades away. In stillness, it leans, or rather, in stillness, it learns to stay. The heart beats, not for the fear or pain, but for the love that knows no chain. The orb is not a place to run. It is where the soul's journey begun. In silence, in peace, the rhythm speaks, and the sanctuary fills all that seeks.
That's powerful. Let's go back to the egg. The egg of a chicken. Simple thing. When you look at the shell, if you were to break it from outside, the seed which is inside will die and cease to exist. But should you allow that egg to undergo full maturation, it will actually break itself in a small, what do you call it, small chicken? That's
A chick.
A chick will come out. So I've always received a message that when you break something from outside, life ceases to exist. You destroy it. But when you allow yourself to awaken from within, you're rebirthing yourself. So which means, in this world, we've been taught that to know self, to understand self, we are not taught to flow. We are taught compete and thrive. We're not here to live a life of competing and thriving. We're here to live, explore, experiment, and experience life. So which means when you rebirth yourself from within, life begins. But when you wait to be validated from outside, by anything outside, you cease to be, you cease to live, because now you are being programmed by whoever, who sometimes they even think they have the right to program you because they pay your salary, who even sometimes think they have the right to program you because they took you to an institution. Now you've been programmed to serve the system. The world will tell you that there's a matrix. I don't dispute it because I live in my own matrix. I live in my own
A
matrix.
divine matrix, which is completely different.
Yes, I don't compete because nobody competes with me. I don't live to thrive. I exist. I exist and I create because the power to create lies within. As humans, we have the 3 powers of the universe bestowed to us because in us we are made in the image of the Creator. And the Creator has the ability to create, to transform. When we transform, when we change that which is no longer saving, transform it from a low vibration to a higher vibration, which we can say to destroy. But nothing can be destroyed, it's energy, so you transform. And then preserve. So in us, Mmatsheko, even where you are in the media, you're touching lives through the power of music. When the word cease, when the words fail, music speaks. You're touching lives through whatever. You're touching lives. You're creating. Do not suppress the creative spark in you because you're living the goddess energy, the God in you to create. When you cease to allow that divine spark in you, the Kundalini energy to rise, and now you work mass production, how you are dictated by others outside, the creativity will be dampened. And then
That's right.
when it dampens, you're no longer making a difference in a tapestry that we're weaving. You're pulling your thread, I'm pulling my thread, and others are pulling a thread. But you know what? We're forming the part of the cosmic symphony. We're forming the part of the cosmic symphony. We're singing differently, but Umgangato is there. We're creating the song of the cosmic symphony. I always say, let planet Earth sing, because in our galaxy, there are other planets.
Okay, so I've just read from the orb, read the stanzas of the poem, but also there's a other side of the orb, and much of the book is written that way, that gives you perspective of the poem that you've just consumed and what it means and how you can reflect on it and how you can absorb the message and interpret it for self, as the reader. So because I've just shared with you how I've consumed the book, how I've read the book. But how would you encourage someone, especially someone who wants to, they really, really, really want to step into their more mystical side, they want to break out of the false matrix of this is how it should be, this is how you must pray, this is how you must move, this is how you must talk and move and groove. I want to do things differently. I want to tap in a little bit more. How can the book, the gem, Lotus of 1,000 Petals, help me to get there? How can I use the book as a tool? Because I see it as a tool. But how would you advise, somebody who's just starting out on their spiritual journey to use the book as a tool to find?
It's beautiful when you say a tool, because in this world they don't talk about tools. They tell you it's a template and it's a must-have.
Yeah.
It's a template and it's a must-have and it's guaranteed. So I'm glad that you're looking at it as a tool, because once you see something as a tool, you've claimed your power. Because if it's a tool, you can take this tool and be the creator and create out of this tool. This is just the insights of somebody who actually things were revealed and they were channeled, but it's not the template. So you take it as a tool and then you look at it and say, that's her experience. But because in state of oneness, we exist. Oneness comes from Ubuntu. Ubuntu comes from the word, the children of Mantu, the great goddess mother of creation. Mantu. Ntu. It's the sound. Baba Credo will tell you that the sound when humans were walking, the sound will go dum, 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 untu, 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 untu.
Oh,
then,
wow.
Yes, Baba Credo will tell you that. And then untu, untu. Then it will be the children of Mantu. And then the children of Mantu became Bantu. And then from Bantu came the spirit of Ubuntu, which in Western in English, whatever, it will be oneness. It's not a new thing. It's not a new age thing. Ubuntu is as old as humanity. It means that we are the children of the law of one. We are the children of the law of one, who goes way back as the age of Lemuria, the age of Atlantis. So the children of the law of one. So when you take this as a tool, I love it, because I've had people who say, but tell me, how do you go about it? And I love Socrates, one of my favorite philosophers. He will say to you, I'm not here to teach. Neither am I here to tell you what people must do. I'm here to actually make you be aware of that which he also found in himself. Why? Because if we say in state of oneness we exist and we mirror each other, that which I'm experiencing in me, you're experiencing in yourself. So there's no teacher, there's no student. We both exchanging, we're reflecting each other. I see self in you. I might see the shadow aspect that I don't want to look at. And if it irritates me, it means I haven't healed that part. It has got nothing to do with you. It has everything to do that what you're projecting, it's actually what's making me insecure. And I need to look at it and I need to face it. So this book, I, for one, when I read it, it challenges me. Sometimes I put it down and I say, this is too much.
Yeah.
This is too much. Because it will touch something in me that I thought I have healed. Then I say, wait again. Then I put it down. And then maybe after 2 days or when I'm sitting, that thing will come back that, why are you not willing to go through the onion peel of going deeper and attend to that wound that has past, that has accumulated? Why do you still want to put it underneath the carpet? Then that thing dawns in me that, oh God, I am still having work to do. No wonder I'm still here. So this is not a manual. This is not a template. This is not a holy book. This is a tool. It's a guide to say, do surgical procedure on yourself at your own place, without rushing, without even being ashamed that whoever is watching you. So I'm forever, I'm the surgeon. I'm forever doing that. Sometimes the wound is too deep, there's pus. I don't want to look at it, but eventually, because I know it's for my spiritual evolution, I go in, open it gently, and I say, hey, Iana, let me just deal with you. This I need to heal.
I like that.
Yeah, but sometimes I cry. This book makes me cry.
This book has made me cry several times. But you know also what I enjoy, Mama, about the book? When I read the poetry, if I didn't look at this, if I didn't know that you are a feminine, that you are black, that you have, Ethiopian goddess ancestry and lineage and energy, if I didn't know any of that, just reading the book, it is the perfect book for the new earth that we're entering. Perfect, because when you read the poetry, when you read the lyric in the book, it doesn't say that you're a woman. It doesn't say that you are, but you see, that's sacred. Like there's such a beautiful balance.
So much, yeah.
For me, there's such a beautiful balance between the masculine and the feminine in the book.
Yes.
And it's literally, the book is actually a meditation. Maybe if I were to put it into a word, the book is a meditation because in meditation, you're not in your meat suit. So you're not black, you're not white, you're not Asian, you're none of that. You're not a man, you're not a woman. You're just a star in the galaxy.
Oh, I love that. You've just said it.
So when I read
I'm
the
a
poetry
star in the galaxy, and currently
that's
in
it.
our galaxy, the Milky Way.
Yes.
But I plan transcending that and returning to the other galaxies.
That's right. Yeah.
Because there are many. Recently, I was listening to something, and then they said there are how many? Billions and billions of galaxies. And humans, we tend to think, I call them earthlings. By the way, I call myself earthlings for now. Earthlings, we tend to think Earth is the only one that is populated. People wake up. Those whom you refer as aliens, they are not aliens. When they look at you, they also see an alien. If you were to have a good, harmonious relationship with the so-called aliens, you'll realize that one day you could actually be in Mars. You could be somewhere else and be well received instead of being hostile. Because they're amongst us. Just because they are not seen with the physical eyes. There's something that I'm reading recently. It says, just because the teachings of Thoth, it says, just because it's not begotten, it's not in the physical, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It has always been there.
Yeah.
It's just that you are not open to it. So it's me and you. But unfortunately, they are not seeing the invisible ones who are here and rejoicing with us. The invisible ones who are celebrating this communion. So eyes, the five senses, the ears, the eyes, the mouth, and the nose, which are actually stuck in this physical body, they pose limitations. May we rise. May we see the unseen and may we hear the unspoken. And may we honor every being in existence, even if they manifest not in their form state. Thank you. I want to read this part.
Thank you so much.
I want to read this part of the final petal. May I?
Yes, yes.
That's the last part of the book. Goodness Lord, will I be able to read? Okay. The final petal, that's the last part of the chapter. In the unfolding of my 1,000 petals, I discover the truth of who I am. I discover that I'm sovereign. I'm eternal, and I'm one with all that is. Rising as if from a long eternal sleep under the ancient seas, I enter a season that is both unfamiliar and familiar, blooming into a grandeur that has always been mine. I am the lotus, with the echoes of facts recalled and the whispers of dreams forgotten. Each petal unfolds. I'm greeted by the dawn, pure, modest, yet strong. I am open, exposed, unprotected, and light pours into me. There is no agency, only the sacred rhythm of becoming, one by one. I release the weight of yesterday, exhaling its fragments into the world. Light does not just pass through me, it merges with me, illuminating every shadow, every delicate edge, reflecting a truth so clear it ripples across still waters. I am whole, not because I seek completeness, but because I simply am. I float here in quiet power, one blossom with infinite petals, one life that carries with the wisdom of eternity. Each breath I take expands into universes. Each moment holds the divine spark of connection, not apart from the world, but woven into its very essence. From the outside, you may see petals, many, ecstasy emanating from my heart. This is the source, the core, the sacred fire that ignites all I am and all I offer. Beauty is not what the world sees in me. It is what arises when I live from my truth, unapologetic and free.
It's so different when you read it. Like, so you're reading and I just keep wanting to lean in. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's different when it comes from the actual author. So when is the audiobook coming? You have to do an audiobook.
We need to work on this, get more. Okay,
Yeah.
let me finish
Okay,
this
okay.
part. I marvel at the simplicity of this existence. The way peace finds me when I stop searching. I rise without effort, carried by the light and the gentle pull of divinity. My prayers are not requests. They are reflections affirming that I am already hold that I already hold everything I need. I am the lotus. I rise from the depths, not as something new, but as all I have ever been. And in this awakening, I laugh. I laugh, not from joy alone, but from the sheer wonder of remembering who am I.
Thank you for reminding us who we are. Anyone who, listen, if you find this video, if you find this book, honestly, it's not a coincidence. I've learned over time that there is no such thing as coincidence, that everything is there to teach, to
Yes.
show, to reveal, you know. So if you find this book somewhere, this is a true gift.
And remember,
And it's a beautiful thing to gift to the next person as
yes,
well.
and remember, we're not here to Earth is a university of learning, but learning means remembering. We must understand. But when we entered Earth, institutions were created so that we are programmed to feed into the system. The mentality of the false illusion. School, 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 work, marriage, cycle repeat itself. Let's break the cycle. Let's awaken and claim that the power lies within, and the book Lotus of Thousand Petals can help us. It's helping me, and I believe that it can serve as a guide. It's not a template, but it can be a guide in the same manner that it's guiding me in my own journey as it unfolds. Available at Takealot and Amazon. Do you have the last word?
My last word is thank you for just thank you for just honoring your spiritual obligation, you know, to just be shown this, you know, these wonderful messages, and then to put them in a book and share it with the rest of us.